Hey, appreciate everybody tuning in. I think I'm a minute or two late. Give me just a second to figure out what in the world I got going on. It says we're live. Are we actually live? I always triple check it. What in the world? Oh, there we are. We're going to turn that off and get back to this other page. But hey, appreciate everybody tuning in. Sorry I'm a couple minutes late. I normally try to be right on time, 8 o'clock p.m. Central every night. But my daughter had a cheerleading thing in town on the square tonight. We just got back home and gave everybody baths. No, Larry, nobody's raiding me. Not yet. Keep your fingers crossed. Hopefully not never. But hey, we got regular gun guy in here. What's up? Hope you're doing all right. Everybody go subscribe to him. He's a good dude. Service is in here. Long-time viewer in the chat every night. Appreciate you big time, man. Everybody is in here. I can't start naming names because I'd have to start reading 300 and I miss half everybody. Then I'd be sad that I missed everybody. But hey, appreciate you guys tuning in. I try to do these lives about every other week. I think it's been about a month. Graham Bates is in here. Hey, howdy, Graham Bates. That's my good buddy. Y'all, if you want to subscribe to a channel with the guy with lots of experience and lots of knowledge and somebody that won't blow smoke on you, y'all go subscribe to Graham Bates. He has a wealth of knowledge and he's a straight shooter. Tons of videos on pistols. If there's a pistol, he's probably done a video on it and gave you an honest review on it. Y'all go subscribe to my buddy Graham Bates too. He's good people. But hey, a couple things I want to address here tonight, and then we can just take it as long as we want to, as long as you guys want to chat. I really enjoy doing these lives, jumping in here and getting to talk to you guys. You guys know I answer every message. So if you ever want to email me, DM me on Instagram, DM me on Facebook, whatever, I answer everything. And 9 times out of 10, I'll answer you right back within like 30 seconds just because I'm a crazy person like that. But everybody's been blowing me up about 2 things that happened recently. I figured we could jump on the live, address that stuff, answer everybody's questions, and then we can jump in here and talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. Like I said, I try to do these every other week, and I really enjoy them. Talking to you guys and learning from you guys and talking about whatever we want to talk about. But 2 things happened recently. There was a big video I did a couple weeks ago. It said, "Oh, this gun company is going to sue me." Yada yada yada. Tons of questions about it, and it all boiled down to I had borrowed something from a company. I took too long to send it back. They got upset with me. I took it to my FFL, and then I had another video come out that my good buddy Paul, my FFL Heavy Metal Guns, his store got robbed. So there was 2 things there within a couple days. I talked about, I'm going to get sued. And then my buddy, who was shipping that item back to the company so I didn't get sued, got robbed. And they took tons of stuff from him. Terrible thing. So quick update on all that stuff because my phone's been blowing up. I've been answering everybody. CB said, "Can we talk about Bruno? If you got kids, you know what that is. We don't talk about Bruno." Anyways, here's the skinny on what happened. The day before my buddy Paul got robbed, that Bulot Slinger was in the FFL to get shipped back. Luckily, FedEx literally picked it up the day before. So the Bulot Slinger that I was getting threatened lawsuits about, it got shipped back the day before. The company emailed me. I said, "Here's a tracking number. You guys are going to get it in 2 or 3 days." They said they got it. Of course, everything's dropped and it's not a big deal anymore. Whatever. So nobody's getting sued. I sent it back. They got it. It did not get robbed. The bad part is, though, my buddy Paul's shop did get robbed. It's been in the news, kind of, but not really. And the bummer is there. I'm not going to get too deep into it because it's really not my business. Y'all can go y'all go subscribe to Heavy Metal Guns if you want to get all the every specific details. He's my good buddy. Y'all need to go subscribe to him anyways. Paul over at Heavy Metal Guns and Outdoors. It's his link is in the description of every single one of my videos. But he's been calling the ATF and the cops and all that. And it's just a big mess. They're still talking about, they're going to hold everything 18 months, could be 2 years. And it's a big crock. I've talked to a bunch of law enforcement people who have said, all you got to do is get the DA to approve it and they'll give it all back. Well, then, bunch of red tape, a bunch of nonsense. I know he's going to be coming out with a video here real soon talking about the details from his perspective. And I'll leave that up to him to tell. Like I said, it's not really my business. But as of today, everything's cleared from the whole lawsuit perspective. It's not a big deal. It's whatever. But my good buddy Paul, he did get took for a bunch of bootleg slingers. And they're still talking about it's going to be forever to get him back. But shout out to a bunch of you guys. There have been several people who have reached out to my buddy Paul and have sent him Patreon and sent him checks and sent him bootleg slingers. And hey, I really appreciate that. That really means a lot that you guys took the time to reach out to Paul. He really got took. Not only did he lose stuff and the government's holding all his bootleg slingers, he had to fork out a lot of money to repair stuff and fix stuff and stuff like that too. So I really, truly appreciate all that. We honestly have the best viewers on the interwebs, and I really appreciate y'all big time. I saw some super chats come across. Scott O, member of the channel, in the chat every single night. I appreciate you big time. Says, I've been trying to contact you about an extended service warranty. Well, I hate to tell you, man, I normally don't pick those up anymore these days. The cell phone technology normally warns me that it's a scammer, and those type of folks don't ever get in touch. But if you want to hit me up on the Instagram or call me or whatever, have at it, and 99 times out of 100, I'll pick it up. But I appreciate you, Scott. Scott is in the chats every single night, and I appreciate that big time. I saw another one come up. I think it was from David. David, another member of the channel. I appreciate you big time. He's in the chat all the time. David says, just glad they caught those hoodlums that broke into Paul's shop. Sucks it's going to be a while to get the guns back. Yeah. It really stinks. Big time. But I appreciate everybody that's been helping him out. I was over there today hanging out with Paul. He's working on some hot rods. You guys know how he does. But old Paul, he's as good as they come. I'm here to tell you. We need more people like Paul. Benjamin's talking about, did they find your guns that was at Paul's place when it was robbed? I really don't know. Some of mine were over at Paul's too. If it was like a week earlier, they probably would have got quite a bit of mine because I had some over there, quite a bit. But when they broke in, only 2 of mine were over there, which of course they got stolen. But I really don't know. The initial guy said, yeah, it was 2 shotguns. He saw the XYZ shotguns, but really, since then, I really don't trust anything that the government says, just based upon some stuff that's happened. So I don't really know. And I really don't care. It'll be fine. If they never come back, it won't be the end of the world. I just hope they get most of Paul's stuff back, because there were some really nice ones in there and stuff that you probably wouldn't be able to replace, if you know what I'm saying. But that's the 2 big updates. Probably half the people in this chat is the reason they clicked on here. But hey, we've only been in here 10 minutes. I love doing these lives. What do you guys want to talk about? We could talk about whatever you want to talk about. Like I said, I love jumping in here. We got a bunch of the OGs in here. I see Half Mile Sniper. Graham says, shouldn't Paul's insurance cover it? I'll leave that up to him to talk about. I'll talk to you later, maybe, Graham. But I'll leave that up to him to talk about all that as part of his business. I won't get into it. What else are you guys talking about? Cody. Yep. I think I would agree with you there, Cody. I appreciate the super chat. Yeah, I got to catch up to the chat. I'm like 2 minutes behind still. Nutty says, that's messed up. You get robbed and they catch them and they can't get your stuff back. Yeah, really, really sorry deal. They literally caught them within 24 hours. We said, here's the list of everything they got took. They nabbed them the next day, and now you got to hold it all for 2 years. Like, come on, man. Crazy pants, if you ask me. I think most of y'all would agree. Excavations in here, another OG. Been watching the channel for quite a while now, man. Member of the channel, I appreciate you big time. Excavation, upside down smiley face. Yeah, sometimes that's all we can say. El Toro, what are you talking about? El Toro's newer to the channel. I appreciate you being in all the chats here lately. Says my house got robbed. They took my bows and a generator and a turbo. Still all my fishing gear and all my camping gear, collection knives, and a bunch of old records. Man, that's no good. I hate to hear it. Back 15 years ago, I had a revolver stolen out of my pickup truck, and I never got it back. Never turned up nowhere. And at the time, that was the only gun that I had, so it really was a super big time bummer. But hey, I hate it for my buddy Paul though, because it was a lot more than just one, if you know what I'm saying. But I know he's going to be having some updates come out on that, so stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed to Heavy Metal Guns and Outdoors to my good buddy Paul. My computer's being slow here for some reason. Come on, man. Update. Here we go. I'm trying to do too many things at once. I got like 30 windows open. But so let me Howling Sarge, he's got a channel and he speaks the truth too. Oh, Howling Sarge, if you're not subscribed to him, go subscribe to his channel. He's good people over there. I try to catch all his videos. I got the notifications on. He's another one that speaks the truth. Which, don't get me started on that. Anyways, we got a lot of new stuff to talk about. I'm going to forget a whole bunch of stuff, but there's 2 boxes right here behind me. Those are 2 brand new things. One of them is a specific build for. Let's just talk about it. I'll tell you everything because I appreciate y'all jumping in on the chat and staying in the live. One of these, that one, is what's called a Javelin. It's an air-powered arrow slinger from Umarex. Incredible. I haven't put the videos out of it yet, but it's awesome. That is a hammer from Umarex, which is a 50 cal capable of taking down deer. We're going to take a whitetail with it. That's the hammer, 50 cal hammer from Umarex, air-powered PCP, tons of energy. And we're going to smoke a whitetail with it. Of course, we're going to do a bunch of videos first leading up to deer season. What else is on the way? I got an AK pistol on the way. I got a dagger 9mm pistol on the way. I got a 7.62 by 39 upper on the way. That one's from Brownells. And I got a new rifle from Weatherby on the way. It's their Weatherby's brand new 338 RPM cartridge, which is going to be insane. We're going to take a deer with that too. So we got tons of new stuff. And I got an M&P 9mm on the way. I talked about that crazy awesome deal. I got one of those on the way too. Man, that's like 7 or 8 things brand new that's never been on the channel that's coming at you real hot. I got about 30 videos to film. Anyways, tons of new stuff on the way. And it's going to be awesome. I just need more time to film it all. Evan, there's a good question. Evan says, are you big into fishing or just hunting? So, I used to fish all the time. Now, fishing takes a lot more time than I have. I haven't been fishing in several years. I love fishing. I used to go all the time. But these days, I pretty much do all hunting. I do need to take my kids fishing, though. If I take my kids fishing, then we will 100% film it. When it cools off a little bit, when it cools off a little bit, we'll be whitetail hunting. So probably not gonna make it fishing anytime soon. As much as I like to. Michael says, how's the monster truck doing? Sold it. I sold it. The guy got a heck of a deal. I sold it for $4,300. And the very next day, he turned around and posted the wheels and tires for $8,000. But yeah, I couldn't find anybody who would pay what it was worth. Realistically, if you were to build that, it would cost you over $20,000 in parts. Posted it, nobody would sell it. I needed money. That was the best offer I got, $4,300. He got that monster truck running and driving, no problems, for $4,300. And then the very next day, he posted the wheels and tires for sale for $8,000. So I hope he got it. Good for him. If he's got the connections or knows people who pay him the big money for it, good for him. Let me catch up. Catch up to you guys in the chat. Sorry, I missed a bunch. This is a good question because this actually gets brought up to me all the time because people like Kendall Gray do that type of stuff. Shores Outdoors says, hey, Hootie Hoo, you should do the $200 pawn shop challenge. I did it a couple months ago and got an old school 82 Savage 30-06 bolt action. So I've tried to do that in the past. Do a cheap pawn shop video. All the pawn shops within an hour of me are overpriced. Like the used stuff is going for more than what a new one should be at the pawn shops. I could go to a shop next door and buy a brand new one for less than I could get it from the pawn shop used. That's just the way that the pawn shops are within like an hour of me. Now, I do know of a pawn shop that sometimes has deals, but nothing under $200. $200 might get you a single shot, 410, and that's about it. But I do always have that in the back of my mind because, just like you said, people ask for that all the time. Robert Van Dyck, what's your favorite rifle caliber? This question gets asked almost every single live. If I had to just pick one, I'd probably, it's so tough. I'd probably pick 22-250. That's just what I would pick. 22-250. I need to get that thing out. Rhinestone Hurricane says, yo, what's happening? We still got over 400 people in here. I appreciate y'all hanging out. Rustic says, you can't trust the justice system. No doubt. Yeah. Graham Bates says, it's like why I don't carry a fancy. They take it for evidence and you never get it back. Yeah, that's a very good point. Very good point. What else you guys talking about? Was the Bulot Slinger lawsuit the 500 Jeffrey? No. My 500 Jeffries, I wish I could show it to you. I need to get it out and film it again. I bought that one. So the story, I don't know if I ever told the story on the 500 Jeffries. So my good buddy, Alabama Arsenal, that's another channel. Alabama Arsenal, if you don't watch that channel, that's one of the good ones. I'll give you the story on the 500 Jeffries really quick. It's literally an elephant cartridge. There's pictures of elephants on the box of ammo. Costs $20 every time you squeeze the trigger. That's the one rifle I have that I do not let people take for a spin. Like if I'm at the range and I got the 50 BMG out, I always let people shoot it. Y'all want to shoot the 50 BMG just because it's cool. The 50 BMG Barrett does not recoil that bad. The 500 Jeffries, it will hurt you. Every time I shoot it, I end up with a hematoma, like golf ball size, comes out my shoulder where the blood vessels get messed up. And just about every time, I just about break my finger. When you got to have your finger in the trigger guard to squeeze the trigger, and it recoils back so hard, it wants to break your trigger finger. That is how hard it kicks. I'm a big guy. I weigh 275 pounds, and I'm 6'6". I will not let people take that one for a spin. It's just too dangerous. But how I got it, my buddy Alabama Arsenal, that 500 Jeffrey, if you look it up, it's a Seiko 85XL bolt action. If you look it up, brand new, they're over $3,000. And that is very, very expensive. Like, you guys that watch the channel know, this stuff I buy is the cheapest stuff you can get. Normally, it's a Ruger American Savage Axis. I'm just a regular dude. I'm not one of these guys out here just throwing money. Like, that's just not me. I'm not a wealthy person. Maybe someday, but I'm just a normal dude. You guys that know me or watch the channel, I know that. You guys that met me, we got friends in here. Just know that's fact. I'm just a regular old dude. Anyways, Alabama Arsenal calls me. He goes into his gun shop locally in Alabama, and they had this 500 Jeffrey. Well, some old guy had bought it brand new, paid over $3,000, and then because of all this mess, he couldn't go on his African safari, so he sold it back to the gun shop. Never been fired. And he told the shop, I know a guy who might buy it if you make him a really good deal on it. So I said, and he called me and said, hey, man, do you want this? I said, depends on how much. So they made me a deal, $1,800 and 20 rounds of ammo. And if you buy it, that ammo costs $20 a pop. So what's that? $400 of ammo and that $3,000 rifle I got for $1,800. So really, I got the rifle over half off and $400 worth of ammo. The videos kind of didn't do that well though. So yeah, maybe we'll shoot a deer with it. I don't know. I'm going buffalo hunting in October. So maybe I'll take a buffalo with the 500 Jeffrey. Anyways, that was a long rambling story on how I got the 500 Jeffrey, but pretty much I paid $1,400 for a rifle that costs like $3,200, sometimes $4,000, depending on where they pop up. Anyways, I'm super behind in the chat again, almost 10 minutes behind. Let me try to skim through them here quick. I hate to get behind on this. Scott says, don't ever go to Africa. I never plan on it. I never plan on leaving the country if I don't have to. The only reason I would leave the country is if I had a really nice hunting trip that somebody was paying for me to go on or something. You know what I'm saying? CB says, have you ever tried those rip rounds? I have some, but I don't think I've ever filmed them. The ones I have are in 40 cal. If you're not familiar, they look like a bunch of knives on the end of them. They're copper rounds for pistols, and then they just pretty much fragment and send the shards out. I have some, but I don't think I've ever filmed them yet. What else are you guys talking about? Like I said, I appreciate everybody tuning in. I try to do these lives about every other week. Luke says, hope you get them all back from the criminals. I appreciate that big time. Hope so. But you guys are cracking me up. AR says, glad they caught him. God of Maine, I appreciate the super chat. So that's a fair question. I actually get asked that quite often. 6 Creedmoor or 243 Winchester for deer hunting. So if you're not familiar with either one of those, so if you're going to make me pick, I'm going to say 243 Win. So we've taken deer with both of those. So 6 Creedmoor is a little bit newer of a fad than 243 Winchester. 243 has been around for forever. 6 Creedmoor, I don't know when that first came out, but it's a little bit newer. Some of the long range guys are really getting crazy into the 6 Creedmoor, but I've got videos taking deer on this channel with 243 and with the 6 Creedmoor. A monster deer with the 6 Creedmoor. And then we took the biggest doe we've ever taken with 243 last year too. But here's the thing. I'm going to pick 243 just because it's more of a classic, and 6 Creedmoor is more of what I say a man bun cartridge. No offense. I just got to go with the classic. On paper, they're very, very close. Ballistically speaking, you can load the same projectiles, and they're very, very close when it comes to ballistics. But me, I've filmed deer being taken with both of those. I've taken deer with both of those. They both take a deer, but I would pick the 243. I don't know if that's your opinion, but let me know what you think about that. Mike says, got me a scope off a gun brand. Ordered it Monday, had it on Wednesday. Great price. Yeah, I'm telling you. Gun brand, I just met those guys not too long ago. They're good people. And they have stuff. Literally, their business plan is a lot of volume, really cheap. So they've got their prices literally set as cheap as they can and not lose a bunch of money, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, y'all check out Gun Brand. They're good people. Tell them I sent you. What else are you guys talking about? Half Mile. I appreciate the super chat. Half Mile's another one. He's got a channel. He does a bunch of videos too. I always try to catch his channel too. He's another one. He doesn't do the baloney like some of the people do. He's a straight shooter, and I guarantee you can learn something from Half Mile. So go check out his channel. I appreciate the super chat, man. A lot of times he'll have a video right after I do, 8:30 Central, and we'll all go jump on that one. What else you guys talking about? Graham, man, I'm like 12 minutes behind now. I forget the exact model, but it's a Palmetto. It's one that has a rail on top because I wanted to put a scope on it and all this stuff. But yeah, it's a Palmetto version. I got to catch up. Man, you guys are going so fast in here. Oh, somebody just said something and I missed it. Dan says, are you going to hunt the big bears with air guns? I wish I was. I'm not going to Alaska. I was going to Alaska hunting in October. Then it got canceled. Then I booked another hunt. Well, then they came back with the Alaska hunt, but I had already booked something for the same date. So I'm not going to Alaska this year. I was planning on it, but Aubrey says, can't wait to see the new AK pistol. I love my ZPA P92. That's ringing a bell, but I don't think that's the exact one I got. I don't think. 17 WSM out of 1,000. I don't have a 17 WSM, but that does get requested actually quite frequently, believe it or not. I've never even seen one. If this was 3 years ago, I could probably go get one real easy. I'm sure I could order one online. But that gets requested a lot, and I definitely need to film it. 556 says, great channel and great chat. I appreciate that big time. This is an interesting question. This one doesn't get asked too often. My first firearm. My very first one was a High Point C9, which, if you're not familiar, that's a 9mm. And believe it or not, I carried that every day. So I got it when I turned 21. I carried it every day for a year and a half, probably almost 2 years. High Point C9. Everybody likes to hate on High Point, but guess what? That's all I could afford. I'm just a regular old dude, and I carried it in a $5 Uncle Mike's holster I got from Bass Pro. That was my first gun. My second gun was a High Point 45. Believe it or not. and I got a holster for that. I got an alien gear holster for that high point 45. And I carried that high point 45, big old pistol, for a long time. I carried it in the middle of my back, high point 45. Like I said, I'm a big dude, and that's what I carried for a long time. So between the high point 9mm and the high point 45, I probably carried those two, maybe almost 3 years. What else you guys talking about? Sea Dog says, thanks for all the information and entertainment. Hey, I appreciate you tuning in and hanging out. Yay, goodbye, monster truck. Yeah, it was a sad day, but what can you do? I needed the money more than I needed it sitting in Paul's yard. Sunfish for fish. I appreciate the super chat. I appreciate that big time. Sunfish says, yeehaw. Hey, I'm getting behind in these comments too. Hey, WHOTEEWHO, hope you're doing well. What do you think of 3040 Craig, 30 Army? I have never heard of it, never seen one. I'll have to look that one up and do some reading on it. Half Circle H Ranch. Hey, man, how you doing? Another member of the channel. I appreciate you big time. Haven't caught you live in forever. No longer using. Yeah, I recognize your picture. I recognize you changed your name, but you still got the same picture. What else you guys talking about? Ghost Shadow, another guy who watches the channel all the time. I assume the guy. Mine's a 30-06. I can get loads from 110 up to 280. You're talking about your favorite. 280 grain 30-06. Man, that's wild. Hand load down to 40 TNT bullets and up to 300 grain. Whoa, that's crazy. I like 30-06 too. Last year, I filmed a hunt with my Ruger American 30-06, the Red Stag. Okay, and the 30-06 did just fine on that Red Stag. Smoked him right in the heart, and he didn't go far at all. That was the first anything I ever took on a hunt with 30-06, and it did a fantastic job. I was very impressed with it. I'm trying to catch up to the chats, guys. Aubrey, I appreciate the super sticker. That means a lot. Aubrey's another one who's in the chat almost every single night, and I appreciate it big time. I'm working crazy hard, guys, to not let you guys get bored and to keep mixing it up. What I had at the range today, I had that Brownells BRN 180. It did awesome. Zero problems with it in 7.62x39, so that's cool. I did some suppressed 338 Lapua. That was pretty cool. What else did I do? A bunch of people have been requesting the How Many Milk Jug stuff make a comeback, which I didn't. I haven't not done those on purpose. I just hadn't done one. So I got some new type of boo-lots in. Actually, what I carry, I can't show you. I'd show you right here. What I've been carrying. I caught it in milk jugs, both in 940, in 9mm, and in 45 ACP. So that's going to be a fun video. That's the three things I tried to film today. Half Mile says found 375 H&H, similar to 12 gauge. I never tried that one, but I'm here to tell you the 500 Jeffries. It's about 5 12 gauges. And that's not an exaggeration. I would let my wife shoot 12 gauge all day. I would not let my wife shoot 500 Jeffrey. I wouldn't let anybody shoot 500 Jeffrey. Like you will get hurt. There's no way around it. The 500 Jeffrey is just crazy. I do need to get it out though. If you're just jumping in, the 500 Jeffrey we're talking about, that's my elephant rifle. And it's just ridiculous. It's just dangerous to fling them out of. PG, I appreciate the super chat. PG says, that's funny. With all the new stuff, you'll need to shoot a herd of deer. So every time I get something new, I said, we need to take a deer with this. But literally what my goal is is to film a deer hunt with every single cartridge. So if somebody types in XYZ versus deer, guess what? They're going to find our video and they're going to see how good it did and how good we could do with it. We've already done 4570 versus deer, huge access deer. I said we did the 6mm Creed versus deer. We did 243 last year on whitetail and a black buck. That was cool. Last year we got some deer with some crossbows. We're going to talk about it here coming up in the next couple weeks because deer season's about to start. But I'm going to be a hunting fool. I got a Montana deer tag. I got a Colorado pronghorn tag. I'm going to be in Colorado after the buffalo. I'm going to be hunting in South Carolina. I got people wanting me to come to Virginia to hunt. I'll be hunting in Tennessee. I got people who want me to hunt in Kentucky. I got a lot of people who want us to come hunt. It's all just a matter of we can get the time to put it all together. JD, I appreciate the super chat. Is YouTube your full-time job? If not, what did you do for work, if you don't mind me asking? How do you balance your time with family, hunting, YouTube, etc.? God bless. I appreciate the super chat, JD. YouTube is my full-time job. As of May last year, I've been doing this just as my job. As of May last year. That wasn't the plan. I didn't plan on quitting my job. That's just what happened. But long story short, for over 10 years, I worked in cell phone insurance, which is super random, but it's a thing. If you have a cell phone, and if you pay the extra $5 to $10 a month for the insurance, that's the company I worked for. But I had a couple random. My jobs were pretty. I don't know how to describe it. I got my bachelor's degree and my master's degree in business, and then my jobs were like strategic management manager, where my job was to literally find spots in the company where we could save money and find spots in the company where we could make more money, which is kind of an interesting job, right? Literally, hey, you smart guy, make our company more money, and then you can go do whatever you want. Kind of a cool job. There was another job at that company where if you make an insurance claim, you have to send back your broken one. I was responsible for all of our clients on a global scale. So all over the world, people making insurance claims, it was my responsibility to get all those phones back on a global scale. So all over the world. Last year I did that. I saved the company $15 million. Super random job, right? And then the last job I had there, that company bought a company called U-Break I Fix. Some of you probably heard of them. You got them in your town. When I quit my job, we had over 700 stores, 750 stores, I think, in U.S. and Canada. And I was responsible for the business performance and the metrics of how well those stores performed and some things having to do with the U-Break I Fix company. I was responsible for a big piece of that business and the business performance. So super random job, pretty nerdy, fancy clothes, desk, corporate job. But what really came down to it was I had a really shady boss, and my boss put on my yearly review that I abused the vacation policy and I didn't turn work in on time, and literally lie after lie after lie. Like, this is literally what happened. My boss said, you abused the vacation policy, and put that on my permanent record with the company. I said, can you name the last time I took a day off? And she said, no. And I said, so then where's your evidence that I abused the vacation policy if you can't even tell me when I last took a day off? Because I never took days off. I worked 24/7 for that company, made them millions of dollars. It's documented. Everybody loved me. All my other bosses gave me big raises, big time promotions because I produced and I got a lot of work done for that company. But I had that one crummy boss. Came home, me and my wife talked about it, and we both just said, you know what, we're going to tell that company to pound sand. And guess what? I quit, said, see ya. And they were in big trouble for a long time because nobody knew what they were doing over there. And I did all the work. My boss and my boss's boss took all of my work and used it as their own and made themselves look good. So when I quit, I even had 2 vice presidents from that company reach out to me and apologize, said, hey, we're really sorry you had to work for those crooked people, and we're sorry that it turned out that way. And I said, well, it is what it is. But hey, now I just make YouTube videos. I'm not getting rich doing it, but I can honestly say most days I'm happy, where when I was doing that job, I was miserable like the last 3 years I worked there. But yeah, I do YouTube full time. It's a lot of work. I work even more than I did then. It's because I'm a one-man show. I don't have people editing my stuff. I don't have a cameraman. I'm the cameraman. I'm the dude talking. I'm the dude coming up with the ideas. I'm the dude running the website. I'm the dude doing all the editing late into the night every night. But hey, I enjoy every minute of it. I enjoy getting to hang out with you guys every single night in the chat. And I really, really appreciate you guys. My whole thing is just being a straight shooter. I won't ever lie to you. And I think any of y'all that have known me either personally, I got friends in here, or just been watching the channel for a while, I think that comes across. I hope it does. Salvatore says, love the 243 and Hootie. 243 win. I love it too. It's got, the older I get, the more I like the less recoil. So if you asked me 5 years ago, I'd have told you I love 50 BMG and 338 Lapua. Now I'm like, yeah, I like 22 250 and 204 Ruger, 6mm Creedmoor, 243. But yeah, older I get, the more I like the lighter recoil and stuff. Man, you guys are flying by. I appreciate you jumping in here and joining the chat. You're crazy, man. Daisy Red Rider or sharpened pencil for hunting hippo. So that sounds very dangerous. From what I've read, hippo are very dangerous animals. If you made me pick between those two, I'd go for the pencil. I think I could do more damage with a pencil than I could that Daisy. But that's just me. What else you guys talking about? I got to catch up. Mark Griffin's in here. What's up, Mark? Hope you're doing all right. Hope you're feeling better, man. Nutty says, are you ready to do some dove hunting? You know, I've never done that. Last year I got invited on a dove hunt, but I couldn't go. That's something I've never done. I'd like to, though. Randall's in here. Randall's my buddy. We need to smoke some deer together this year, Randall. We didn't get to hang out last deer season at all. We need to make some time and hang out, man. I need to do another video of your deer on the wall. What else you guys talking about? I'm trying to read these comments as fast as I can. Y'all are blowing it up. I appreciate it. Very good question. I'm glad you brought that up. I was thinking about today. So I absolutely will do more with the 300 Ultra Mag. I love that thing. So here's where I'm at with that. I want to get the barrel threaded so I can hunt with it suppressed. Also, the scope mounts are kind of, for lack of a better word, rigged up. And that's just the way I got it. I bought new mounts for it, but it's a really weird model. So I think what I'm going to do with that one is send it to my buddy, have him thread the barrel, have him redo the mounts, and then I'll get it back from him and we'll be ready for deer season. But that's one of the ones. We got to shoot a deer with that one. 300 Remington Ultra Mag is one of those. I love that one. That's another one that will knock your teeth out. I'm here to tell you. But if I put the suppressor on it or a brake on it, it'll take some of that recoil out of it. But yeah, I love the rum. Chad says, what are you talking about, Chad? You're the hardest working YouTube video maker out there. Thanks for getting me on the Ruger 762. Hey, that Ruger 762 by 39. We got to take a deer with that one too, man. Oh, we got to find a lot of deer. Seriously, if y'all are close to Tennessee and you got deer around, I'm talking about does. Well, I want to come film a doe hunt with you. What else you guys talking about? I'm trying to catch up. I'm way behind. Joel's with the super sticker. I appreciate you big time, Joel. Joel's been around for quite a while too. I appreciate it. I appreciate that big time, Joel. That means a lot. Vital Shock says you should try out 500 line ball revolver. I've seen those. Not Remington. They make the BFRs in that one, but I never tried one. I've never been anywhere where somebody had one. Scooter's in here. Have you heard much? I appreciate the super chat. By the way, Scooter, that means a lot. Have you heard much about the 8.6 Blackout? Yes. I'm actually trying to get one. There some people doing them in ARs or some people doing them in bolt actions. I want to get a bolt action. Do it suppressed and take a deer with it. What are we up to in the chat tonight? 4 or 5 things I got to take a deer with. But yeah, 5 or 6 I got to take a deer with. We talked about the air gun and 500 Jeffrey and 7.62 by 39. But I have been reading a lot about it, watching other people talk about it, watching other people learn about it, learning from them. I don't know if I'll buy one just because I honestly don't have a whole piles of money to go buy one. I'm actually in the hole quite a bit. But I'm trying to get one where I can borrow one and take a deer with it and send it back because I want to film one with it. Mid-Georgia Marine TT Scott, I appreciate the super sticker big time. That means a lot. I appreciate you hanging out. That really means a lot. What else you guys talking about? Man, you guys are blowing it up here tonight. Go for hogs with different calibers. I do need to go hog hunting. There are places near me that have hogs, but it's not really hog hunting. It's like tame hogs in a pen, and they charge you $1,500 per hog, which is way too much money. I can't afford that, but I would like to go someplace that has hogs and film some more hog hunts. I've only filmed one hog hunt before, and I wasn't even hog hunting. I was deer hunting and saw a hog and shot it with my 338 Win Mag. Lights out right there. That's a good video. Jig6 says, what breed is your dog? I'll put him on a video sometime soon. He's what they call a bagel, just like the food. But his mom was a basset hound, or is a basset hound. He's only 8 months old. He's a puppy. It's called a bagel. His mom is a basset hound, and his dad is a beagle. They call him a bagel. But he's a good dog. He's kind of like a short-legged beagle or a kind of a skinny basset hound. Bending's in here. Mr. Big Kid's in there. Hey, Big Kid. What is this? We're going to be hanging out soon, man. You better be getting ready. I can't wait. I'm telling you. Me and Big Kid's going on a trip together, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. Howling Sarge is in here. I appreciate you, man. If you missed it earlier, Howling Sarge, he's one of the awesome channels that I catch almost all of his videos. Straight Shooter Tells the Truth. If you're just now tuning in, go subscribe to Howling Sarge. He's one of the good ones. Appreciate you big time, Howling Sarge. What else are you guys talking about tonight? I appreciate everybody tuning in. I really love doing these lives. Like I said, I try to do one about every other week. Red Wolf says smarter than he looks. I like that, man. What else you guys talking about? Scott O says the new 10 gauge 3.5 shells have 280 pellets and cost $15 a piece. Woo! Hey, so I'm going duck hunting in December, and the guy I'm going with, he said, "Man, I got a 10 gauge you could use when you're down here." So we might take some ducks with a 10 gauge. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Yahara, boss didn't like you because of Bing Bangs. Yeah, probably not. Everybody at that job was a bunch of ninnies and a bunch of lefties, and it just wasn't good. We had to do more training than you would believe on people with their pronouns and all that rigmarole, okay? Yeah, corporate America has gone to pot. The successful people at that company were the dummies and the butt kissers. Like, yeah, don't get me started on that again. That's why they were so screwed when I quit, because the people in charge were a bunch of dummies and didn't know anything about the company. What else you guys talking about? Doom. CB says, no offense, but you sound like Hank Hill. I'm not kidding when I say this. So if you guys have been around the channel, you know I read every single comment. I probably get 200 to 300 comments a day where somebody says, you sound like Hank Hill. Not kidding. Like, it doesn't offend me. I've gone and listened to it, and if I close my eyes and just listen to it, I can hear it, but it don't bother me. Half Mile says, I honestly don't know how Hootie does a video every day. It's hard for me to do one every 3 to 4 days. You just got to be crazy, man. I'm telling you. So, as far as I know, there's only one other person who has as many videos as I do. We're coming up on 2,000 videos. Hecock 45, I think, is the only person who's got more videos than me. But he's been doing it for like 12 years. I've only been doing it for like 5. Seriously, only for like 2. But yeah, we're gonna pass him. I'm here to tell you. Yaharo says, what's your thoughts on the drama with Daniel Defense? I don't know anything about it. I heard a snippet about it. Something about the CEO or the owner was speaking in Congress or something, but that's as far as I know about it. I really don't know anything. Bending says, he's another channel too. Y'all go subscribe to him. I was on his live a couple of times last month. Says, you like my 338 Lapua? It's 37 pounds. Yeah, I'm sure that's probably a real nice one to shoot. I think mine's a Savage BA Stealth. I want to say it weighs 11 pounds without the scope, I think. I shot it today. I'll let people shoot that one, mine. It's not that bad. But I bet at 37 pounds, it probably don't kick you hardly at all. What else you guys talking about? CB, I appreciate you with the super chat. Appreciate you big time. Even though you called me Hank Hill. Excavation says John Wick would be proud. I've seen all those movies. Those are pretty cool. Pretty cool. What else you guys talking about? Bending says we can go do some dove hunting. Peter says, would you recommend the 6.5 Creedmoor for black bear? So, me personally, I have never shot a black bear, so you probably shouldn't listen to anything I have to say about, aboard, above, around black bears, because I have zero experience. I was supposed to go last year, didn't get to. But that being said, black bears they can be big, okay? They can get up to 500-600 pounds. A lot of them that get taken are 150 pounds, 200 pounds. That being said, if you're shooting a 150-pound black bear, 6.5 Creedmoor, is absolutely plenty enough. Now, a big piece of this, and I have this discussion with people all the time, because I think whitetail hunting with 22 to 50 and 223 Remington or 204 Ruger is perfectly fine. But the exception is there. Can you shoot? So, if you get that bear in the heart with your 6.5 Creedmoor or in the neck with the 6.5 Creedmoor, then it's game over. But if you're not a very good shot, then you might go for something bigger. But then again, if you go for something bigger, that might make you an even worse shot. So, all that being said, though, does 6.5 Creedmoor have enough energy to take a black bear? Yes, is my answer. And that is perfectly fine cartridge for taking a black bear. That's my answer. But regardless of what you shoot, whether you're hunting black bear, regardless of your rifle, get your practice in, okay? Prove it to yourself that you can take that animal and you can get a hit right where you want it before you get out there chasing critters. No matter what you're doing. Got to. My son took a fallow deer last year with a 6 Creedmoor, not even a 6.5, just a 6mm Creedmoor, like a 90 grain bullet. He hit that fallow deer right in the heart. It didn't take 2 steps. The video's on the channel. That fallow deer was over 200 pounds. Monster fallow deer with a little bitty bullet. But guess what? He practiced with me, and he smoked that fallow deer right in the heart. Deer, bear, whatever, can't run anywhere with no heart. So, Doug says, really like watching the videos. Appreciate that, Doug. Have you done anything with Athlon scopes? Yes. I have an Athlon low power variable optic on my 4570. It's a pretty good one. I don't have anything bad to say about it. If you go watch my video where I took an Axis buck with 4570, you type in WHOTEEWHO 4570 or WHOTEEWHO Axis deer, you'll find that video. I've got an Athlon low power on my 4570 lever action. Then I also have an Athlon on my 300 Winchester short mag. And I've got videos filming with that Athlon on the 300 short mag out to 1,000 yards. I've got a deer video with that one too. Yeah, I like Athlon stuff. Those are the only 2 that I have. Haven't had either one of those out in a little while. I need to get them out. What else you guys talking about? Dad says, what are the oldest Bing Bangs you got? I got a Remington 700 BDL that's from the 70s. I think that's the oldest one I got, to tell you the truth. Yeah, I think that's going to be it. My Remington 700 30-06. I think it's from 72 when I looked it up. David says, if you get a hold of one, do videos on both the 7mm rim mag and 7mm PRC. Yeah, I'll do the PRC as soon as we can get one. I still haven't got my hands on a 300 PRC. I've been buying up the 300 PRC ammo and putting it out on my shelf, but I can't even get one in. But I love 7mm Remington Magnum. Ooh, love it. I need to smoke a deer with that one too. What do y'all think I should take the buffalo with? That's still up in the air. A lot of people are saying 4570, but I think that's too cliche. I don't know. Chris says, I enjoy the videos you have with your kids hunting with you. What a great way to get family time. Yeah. Last year, my oldest son, he got the fallow deer. My youngest son, he got a black buck antelope, and he got 4 whitetail. 4 last year. I only got 2. He got 4. Bending says we got a lot of dough at the farm. Hey, I'm there. I'm pretty sure up there it's over the counter. I'm not kidding. I'll run up there and we'll film a video together. Put it in the books. I would love to do it. Seriously. Ken's in here. What's up, Ken? Ken is the man. Ken is the man. I appreciate you big time. I was over at Paul's today hanging out, and I know he appreciates you big time too. Ken's a real deal, and I appreciate you big time, Ken. Appreciate you tuning in. Brandon with the super chat, $10. I appreciate that big time. That really means a lot. Brandon says, "Love the videos. Keep up the good work." You guys too. I try to say it in every video. Wes, are you still in here, man? What are you talking about? Hog trapping with a yacht. What's a yacht? I never heard of that. But yeah, let me know. I'm there. But yeah, no plans on ever stopping. I was talking about this guy. Hog trapping with the yacht. Somebody let me know what a yacht is. I never heard about. Big kids talking about let's do it. Yeah, I'm behind again in the chat. Let me try to get up here. Arnold, I appreciate you big time. He's another channel member. Arnold says Hank Hill sounds like WHOTEEWHO, not the other way around. This is funny. He said, I commented once, WHOTEEWHO didn't read this comment. He replied, yes, I did. I do that quite often, actually. People say, he never reads the comments, and I say, yes, I do. That's funny. I appreciate you big time. What else you guys talking about? Dart 388 VFW says, C3 here, Hootie. You are one busy dude. Lots of content. Hey, I appreciate the super chat. I got to try to keep you guys on your toes. You know what I'm saying? It all comes down to time, really. So, I used to be able to shoot behind my house, but then we moved, and I can't do that anymore. So I got to go somewhere to film. I got to pack everything up, take it out to the range, go to my buddy Paul's. Normally, I can do 3 or 4 videos at a time. Like today, I filmed 3 longer videos. I'll be up all night tonight, editing. But yeah, it's a lot of work. And then once you edit them, then they got to get approved, and we won't get into all that. But yeah, it's a lot of work. Benting said, did the suppressor help with the recoil on the 330 of the Pua? Yes, it did. It absolutely did. That was the first thing I noticed. Like it had been a while since I had it out, so I almost wanted to flinch, but then I realized, whoa, that suppressor really took a lot of the recoil out. Yeah, it did. What else you guys talking about? Oh man, I just had a yawn come up. I can't be yawning. Moose hunt in Alaska, that would be awesome, but I'm pretty sure that's pretty hard to get that tag. 300 Weatherby, that's one I need to do. Another one I'm trying to get is the 257 Weatherby Magnum. I've been buying up ammo out for that. I got like 5 boxes of ammo for that stuff, but I don't have the rifle yet. He says, what's a fallow deer? Give it a Google. They got huge antlers. Now I'm forgetting where fallow deer come from. I can't remember. They don't come from America, but lots of people have them imported. What else you guys talking about? God of Maine says, Peter Letter 6.5 will do just fine for black bear. All about the bullets you use. They look way bigger than they are. There's 4 inches of hair. There you go. Talking about taking black bear with 6.5 Creedmoor. What else you guys talking about? Jesse said he's got 300 PRC. I need one. Air Power says, got to get you a 50 BMG. I got one. I haven't filmed it in a while because my 50 BMG is kind of depressing to me, honestly. every time I film it, the videos don't get any views. I don't know if people are just don't care about 50 BMG anymore, don't click on them, or there's some type of shadow banning going on with the keyword 50 BMG. But every time I get out the 50 BMG, the videos get like no views. So I haven't been motivated to get the 50 BMG out. Maybe I take the Buffalo with 50 BMG. That's an option. That's an option. What else you guys talking about? It's heavy. It's a 30-pound rifle, but we could do it. I wouldn't be afraid to do it. Any suggestions for straight wall cartridges to take mule deer? So, I mean, if you put me on the spot and said, hey, in 10 minutes we're going mule deer hunting and you have to take a straight wall, I would take my 450 Bushmaster because I got a good optic on it and I know the drop of it. Now, a lot of other people would tell you 4570. I've got a good buddy, the Adventure Cowboy. He's got a channel. He would probably tell you 4570. But me, I'm taking the 450 Bushmaster. Now, a lot of people are big into the 350 Legend. 350 Legend would take a mule deer just fine. But me, I would take the 450 Bushmaster. That's just my 2 cents. Kinjin, that's a good question. Do you eat all the animals you harvest or do you donate some? So, I got a freezer in the garage. It's full to the brim of meat. It's got red stag in there, black buck, white-tailed deer, and fallow deer in it. I don't know, 500 pounds of deer meat in there. Last year we took 6 whitetail. We donated 5 of them. So a lot of the butchers around here, they have a donation program where we, just like most places, if you take a deer, you have to check it in, which you can do on the phone app now, which is so awesome. And then you just take it to the butcher and you give them your license, your Tennessee hunter license number and your check-in number off of that deer check-in, and you just give it to the butcher. And you can donate it, and they do whatever they do with it. They got connections of people that use it. So last year we took 6 whitetail, and we donated 5 of them. All the whitetail we took are on videos from last year. Scooter took a bison with the 444. That is awesome. Randall says, air power, Hootie. Hey, if you didn't see the new regulations, Randall, Tennessee now talks about air guns in the deer hunting section. You're allowed to deer hunt whitetail in Tennessee now with an air gun as long as it's 35 caliber or bigger. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to try to film that this year. Timmy says, I can't be yelling at you. What caliber have you shot the most big game with? Ooh, so 12 gauge shotgun. Because I used to hunt a public land area when I lived in another city. And on that public land area, you can only use muzzle loader and shotgun, no rifles. So I've taken more deer than anything with a 12 gauge slug. Number 2 would be muzzle loader for the same reason. The public land, I used to hunt a lot. You couldn't use rifles. And third, it'd be bow/crossbow. I've taken a lot of deer with 12 gauge slug, muzzle loader, and bows and crossbows. Anything after that has pretty much been for YouTube, where I've taken one deer with 4570, one deer with 450 Bushmaster, one deer with 300 WSM. What else did we do? 243, 6mm Creedmoor. But yeah. Now we're just adding to the list, going through that. Filming videos. What people want to see. Really, at the end of the day, the goal is to have deer taken with every cartridge on film on the channel. But also part of that equation is what's going to get the most views, you know? We're talking about that's what I do for a living is do these videos. But if it's not going to get any views, there's kind of a whole not really a whole point doing it. Scott O says make a man bun cartridge t-shirt. Hey, that's a fantastic idea. Scott, I'm writing that down. I'm not even kidding. It'll probably have a Glock on it and a 6.5 Creedmoor, maybe even a 6mm Creedmoor. Anyway, but update for those of you guys on the chat. I appreciate you guys tuning into live. Something I'm working on. So I have a website, but it's been kind of jacked up. I'm working on a new website. I'm working on shirts and stuff like that. A bunch of you guys asked me for shirts. I'm one man show. I just haven't made that a priority. And then I'm also working on. If you saw it yesterday and one day last week, I did a random deal alert thing where I found some really affordable Bulot slingers and posted them up. I'm really not supposed to do that. I'm like on my last straw with Facebook, but they're about to kick me off. Same thing with Instagram. Same thing with YouTube. I'm not supposed to be doing that. So I'm working on all that stuff too, where I can have my website going and nobody's going to mess with us because it's my website. Ooh, Ron says 35 Welland for Buffalo. That is a good idea. I like that. I really like that. Ethan says 450 on the Buffalo. That would do it. That would do it. Yacht David Ellis on YouTube. I'll have to look that up. I will have to look that up. Scott says, who said 6mm Creed is a man bun cartridge? Yeah, I did say that, didn't I? Big E, I appreciate the super chat. Big E says 35 Welland, 444 Marlin, or 4570 government for Bison. I almost, out of those three, I would almost pick the 35. I don't know. David Halfmile says, anyone else think someone should make a super chat comic book? What do you mean, man? Oh, David Ellis Yacht. He traps wild pigs. I never heard of it. Hootie says, you can still shoot behind the house, just very likely to get visited by the police. Yeah. A friend of mine is the chief of police. He'd probably be getting a few phone calls. What else you guys talking about? 50 BMG is more money than most of us want to invest. No doubt. 338 Win Mag on elk would be awesome. I put in for the Tennessee elk tag. It's a lottery system where they draw 14 tags in Tennessee, and 14 people get to elk hunt every year in Tennessee. Last year, I think 9,000 people applied, so you're 14 in 9,000 chance. But if I get it, we're going to take an elk in Tennessee. That'd be pretty cool. Michael says 257 was Roy Weatherby's favorite cartridge. Yeah. That's why I want to get it, because it's supposed to be awesome. What else you guys talking about? Hunt and Fish says, have you had any experience with the 460 Roland or the 960 Roland? I never have. Nick says, we can sell our venison. Wow. We cannot. That is super illegal. Yeah. They'll put you in jail here for that. Big time. Because they think if you could sell it, then that's motivation for people to do poaching and illegal stuff like that. Yeah. That's a big no-no here. They'll get you in big trouble. I Sell Cat Litter says, I can't wait until the anti-gunners say we didn't allow blacks or Native Americans to have guns in the late 1880s. Yeah, I tell you what. Man. Charles says, do you vacuum seal the meat you harvest? Lasts longer in a good freezer. I don't have a vacuum sealer. We used to do a bunch of that with fish when we got a lot of fish. But it depends on what's happening. So if it's a deer that I'm getting all the cuts and stuff out of, then I normally will just have the butcher man do it. I didn't used to, but these days I do not have a whole bunch of time to sit around and take a day messing with the whole deer. What else you guys talking about? Howard says, thank you, Hootie, for just being real. So many gun tubers are so out of touch, and once they make it, act like the normal subscribers don't exist. That's no joke. I'll try not to be negative, guys. But sometimes it's hard not to do. So send a DM to any other YouTuber and see if they reply back. That's how you know if people care. I get hundreds of DMs every day, everywhere, Instagram, Facebook, and I answer every single one of them. I appreciate it. You guys take the time to message me. I take the time to message you back. I'm just a regular old dude. I've met almost all of the YouTubers in this whole scene, and just about every single one of them is people I don't want to be around, which is kind of a buzzkill. At first, it was a big shock, but it is what it is. People get all this money and they just kind of turn stupid, I guess. Maybe that's why I hadn't turned stupid, because I'm still broke. Oh, man. Herbert says, have you started reloading yet? Yes and no. So, all I'm reloading right now is 6mm Creedmoor. I went to do a bunch more, but the primers I could find were super expensive. So I stopped. At this point, it's cheaper for me to go buy stuff at the store than it is to buy the brass and the primers and the powder. It costs more for me to reload than to make my own. But I would love to reload everything. Andrew says, any advice for my first Colorado elk hunt this September? So, I have never shot an elk. I had an elk tag one time. We didn't end up getting one. But advice. So there's a couple different things we could be talking about. I would be interested to see what caliber you plan on taking. When I hunted for elk with my buddy in Montana, I said, what should I bring? I got quite a few Bulot slingers. You know what I'm saying? Which one should I bring to chase elk? He said, bring the biggest one that you can accurately shoot. So I took my 338 Lapua. I got a mule deer with it. But Colorado, you can get over the counter tags sometimes. I think Colorado, you can. My advice, without knowing your situation, without knowing any more about your situation, would be do a lot of research before you get out there, and have a plan on some pinpointed sites. Whatever you use in Hunt Stand or Onyx, I use both of those for the maps. Do a ton of research, talk to a ton of people who have been to Colorado before. I know, and I've talked to a lot of people that have elk hunted in Colorado and didn't see a single elk and wasted a week out there. So look up all the zone that you're hunting, look up all the data, how many people took deer in those zones or elk. Dig up information of where people are taking elks. DM every single person you can find who has hunted an elk in Colorado, asking them for advice. Have a plan. If you just wing it and go to Colorado and walk around in the woods, you might be hard pressed to get one. But do a lot of work, a lot of planning, have a plan. Spots on the map that have a high chance of seeing an elk, and just go after it. Spend all day looking. Don't waste your time. Have a plan is my short piece of advice, I guess. that would be such a bummer to go there for a week and not get one. Ethan Potter says, what suppressor would you recommend if you could only buy one? So there are a lot of other people that have way more suppressor experience than I do, but I'll tell you my answer and what I have experience with. Be one of two things. So if you're into the big bore stuff, I would get a Banished 46 suppressor. It's a hybrid suppressor. It can handle anything 338 Lapua, 4570. And I've shot 30 cal through my Banished 46, and it definitely suppresses it. So if you have big bore stuff, I'd recommend a Banished 46. I've got videos on mine. If your 30 cal is your jam, and that's you're never going to do big bore stuff, I'd say get a 30 cal can, and you'd be good for almost everything under the sun, everything but the big bore stuff. So 7.62 by 39 by 51, 308, 30-06, 6.5 Creedmoor, 7mm mag, 300 Win Mag, all that stuff, 300 Blackout, if I didn't say that. And everything smaller, you can send through that 30 cal can. I have a Banished 30 Gold. It's an awesome suppressor from Silencer Central. That one's rated for 300 rum. If you don't have a 300 rum, you could save some money and get the Banished 30. It's a really popular suppressor. I've got links to Silencer Central on my site in the description of every video. But that's my experience, what I can recommend. What else are you guys talking about? Oh, man, we're supposed to be blocking someone? I don't know. I didn't see anybody worth blocking. Oh, man. So apparently there's somebody trolling in here, but I don't see it. I don't know. Oh, what else you guys talking about? I'm trying to catch up again. Myth, who is sponsoring this live chat? You guys are sponsoring this live chat. You guys, I appreciate you big time. David Kerr says, I'll vouch for WHOTEEWHO. He answers every message. I blow his mailbox up a lot on Patreon. Yeah, I do. I talk to David all the time. Which Patreon is kind of weird because the notifications never work on my phone. Luckily, though, when I get a Patreon message, it sends it to my Gmail. So then I see that I got a message on there and I can jump over there. Vincent says, WHOTEEWHO always answers my messages on Instagram. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you big time. Bending says, always reply to people. I'm not super responsive because I'm pretty busy. Yep, hear you. Kinjin, yeah. Kinjin says, I unsubscribed for 75% because I realized they were just commercials. So I'm telling you guys, I've been in this game for over 5 years now doing this. Most of the household names, they're getting paid at $5,000 per video. I am not getting paid $5,000 per video. I'm getting paid nothing for most of my videos. But that was the whole thing, right? Build a channel that's real. Tell people the truth. But when you see those things pop up that say, hey, this video was sponsored by blah, 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 they're getting paid $5,000. I could name names. I know them all. I know their minimum fees. I used to talk to some of the same people. But yeah, all those dudes that you can think of, most of them, their minimum fee is $5,000 per video. That's just what it is. And I'm just old hillbilly out here in the woods shooting bullets for free. Oh, man. Get in shape. I think you're talking about that Colorado hunt. Yeah. Colorado is 30 cal or larger state law. There you go. Didn't know that. Service, that's a good question. I don't know. I'll try to send him a message. I know he just posted to Snapchat a day or two ago because I saw it pop up. I don't use Snapchat very often, but I got a notification that he put something on Snapchat. But I haven't talked to him in a little while. I don't know, to tell you the truth. What else you guys talking about? Okay. I don't know. I think I see who you guys are talking about needs to be blocked. I don't know. I think. Stealth mode. Do you think the letter boys will remove the tax stamps from cans? I doubt it. I would love it, but I never see that happening. I just don't see it happening. Metal Fender guy says, Hootie Hoo definitely replies. Yeah, we were talking today, weren't we? If it wasn't today, it was yesterday. No, it had to been today. You were showing me that green laser like 2 hours ago. What else you guys talking about? There is no catching up on chat. People will keep messaging until you log off. Yeah, that's true. I appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. We still got 450 people in here. What else you guys talking about? Bending says, do you have a 250 Savage? Nope, I do not. I do not. E-Rock's here. Ronan's here. Hey. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Wanted to address those 2 updates that everybody was blowing me up about. The lawsuit and the robbery. Y'all be sure to go subscribe to my buddy Heavy Metal Guns. If you're not subscribed, everybody go over there. Let me try to find him. Where's he at? Hold on. Let me find it. Heavy Metal Guns and Outdoors. This is my good buddy Paul's channel. If you are not subscribed to Heavy Metal Guns and Outdoors, do me a huge favor. I would really, really appreciate it. Go click that link I just put in the chat. That's my buddy Paul at Heavy Metal. Go subscribe to his channel and say, hey, we appreciate you, Paul. That will really mean a lot to me. I appreciate that big time. If y'all would go subscribe to him if you're not already, that helps a lot. Jeff says, have you ever heard of 358 WSM? I never heard of that one. Nope. Joey's in here. How you doing, Joey? Hope you are having a good day. But there's that link. I'd appreciate it big time if y'all haven't already subscribed to Heavy Metal. Go over there and subscribe. Tell him, hey. Tell him I sent you. Tell him what's up. Tell him hope he's having a good day. But hey, appreciate y'all. I'm gonna jump off here. We've been on here almost an hour and a half, and I've enjoyed every second of it. I hate that I wasn't able to grab every single comment, but hey, we'll do it again in another week or two. I appreciate y'all big time. It really means a lot. Everybody jumping on here. Stay tuned. We got 2 more videos coming out tomorrow, I think. Appreciate y'all. We'll see you on the next one. Hootie-hoo.